Um, Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my home, Ballou High School. My name is Marcel Robinson, and I am a junior, and I am studying automotive technologies as my CTE pathway program here at Ballou. Not everyone can say that they helped to build a new school while it still exists, but for my fellow students and myself, we are making that happen. Being a school designer is a lot of fun and hard work. What I have enjoyed most about this redesign is working collaboratively with other students as we work hard to build our best Ballou. Our vision is that the school would be one where future generations and students would say that this is the school I chose because it best prepares me for life and it's in my neighborhood. We want students to confidently say that Ballou provides endless scholarships and employment opportunities and cultivates and empowers us to be socially engaged for global success. I am honored and excited to be a part of this process, maybe even a little jealous for the future students because they will get this for their full experience. But I'm not that jealous because I'm going to be a senior next year. Right. Now, please welcome my student experience counterpart from Anacostia, Miss Imani Parrish.
Good morning. My name is Imani Parrish. I'm a 9th grader and member of the student redesign team at Anacostia High School. We have been hard at work designing a school that works for all of us students. A school that is grounded in the unique history, industries, and perspectives that makes us who we are as a community. This is just the start. We will continue evolving, redesigning, and reimagining our future so we can keep up with the ever-changing demands of our society. At Anacostia, we are preparing to become stewards of our community, and we can't wait to show DC what we can do. On behalf of Anacostia students and staff, I would like to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser for supporting the redesign efforts happening at Anacostia High School. Because of your support, we have been able to design a model that is student-centered and based on the needs of the most important stakeholders, us. We are ready and excited to share our hard work and new model with the community at large. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. We are just delighted to be here at Ballou, and let's give our students another big round of applause. Ballou and Anacostia representing together. And I'm also delighted to be here with members of my public education team. Please appreciate Chancellor Louis Farabee, Deputy Mayor Paul Kine, UDC President Mason, Ballou's own Principal Jackson, Anacostia's own William Hayes, all of our teachers and faculty here at Ballou. Give them all a big round of applause. You heard from our young people the charge that Chancellor Farabee gave all of us, and that was to look at 2 fantastic schools, 2 fantastic communities, wonderful staff, parents, and kids, and make sure that our offerings are meeting their passion, their needs, and our great expectations for them. And it was a good, hard, long look, wasn't it? And some days may not have been easy. Some questions may have been super tough. But the work before us, it is what is so important for these young people. We have a great city to live in, and we work each day to make sure that we're bringing the types of services and amenities to every DC neighborhood. But I say frequently, none of it would be worth anything if our young people couldn't take advantage of the city we're building. And so that is the discussion that we are having about the redesign of Ballou and the redesign of Anacostia High School. So I don't want to say all the specifics. I'm going to leave that to Chancellor Farabee. But I want to say how very proud I am for everybody for rolling up their sleeves, coming to the table to get the job done. Now, I'm lucky because in my role, I go in a lot of schools, and I meet a lot of kids and a lot of students. And I know something that everybody doesn't know, and that is how special our kids are, how very capable they are, hardworking, creative, and smart. And they come to school each and every day for us to pour into them. And I know I'm driven by that every single day. What are we going to pour into our kids to make sure they have every chance in the world? So with that, let me introduce Chancellor Farabee.
Thank you, Muriel. Thank you. Thank you. As the mayor shared, this has been quite a journey for us, and we're really thrilled to be here today in our official launch. Before you get the opportunity to hear from the principals, Principal Hayes and Principal Jackson, I think it's important to stop and take a moment to share what we're building upon. There's a lot happening right now in these high schools that we're really proud of, and just take a moment to give you perspective on how long, but how many people we've touched in this process and what the redesigning process was like in the planning phases. So as we think about the progress made, we're very fortunate that all of the high schools here represented, Ballou and Anacostia, have successfully launched our Connected Schools model. Thanks to the leadership and investments of the mayor, we are fortunate to have Connected Schools managers that have already been brokers of resources for students and families outside of teaching and learning to ensure that we are removing barriers to student academic success. And so really proud that that's taken off really well and have opportunity to personally engage with the Connected Schools manager and seeing their work firsthand. We also have academic achievement that we should be really proud of. So right here, Ballou High School, we recently celebrated that this is a National Distinguished NAF Academy here in our hospitality program. Yes. And we continue to see our top performers come out of our NAF academies, and that's represented here at Ballou High School. You can see evidence of that, and the shrimp looks really good to my right. So I try not to eat any right now, but there are many career options that are associated with our hospitality academy, and really excited that our culinary students are being featured here today. We also have here at Ballou a very special situation where 100% of the students that are taking advanced placement courses in Art Studio are earning a proficient score, which is phenomenal. That is excellent opportunity for students to earn advanced placement course credit. We also know that DCPS is in its 5th consecutive year of taking the PARCC assessment, and we see steady growth in achievement since 2015. And more recently at Anacostia High School, we saw significant gains in English language arts with an 8 percentage points increase. So again, congratulations to the Anacostia team and their hard work. So what has the planning process been like? So you can see shirts represented today of people who are representing the redesign team. We're really grateful for their leadership. They were very generous in giving us their time. We took people on visits to other schools to see what was happening. We touched over 1,700 staff members, students, and community members to engage in a planning process that's been really rich. And we're really proud of what we've been able to produce, and actually over a short period of time. We're also pleased that we have received additional funding for this launch that would help us give students in our high schools a very different experience and build on the success we have. And so I don't want to take away what that success is going to look like, what the programming will look like. I want you to hear that directly from the principals. But before I invite the principals to come up and talk more about their school programs, it's important to note that we have 2 principals, and Principal Hayes and Principal Jackson, that are serving the communities that they grew up in, which is very rare, and we're really thrilled to have their leadership. So without further ado, please join me and welcome to the podium Principal Jackson and Principal Hayes.
Thank you, Dr. Farabee, to our mayor, to our deputy mayor, to our chief of schools, to Bren, to the School of Innovation, to our instructional superintendent, Dr. Pena, and to our fabulous students. Let's give everybody a round of applause. We want to thank you for being here this morning. We really appreciate your time. Good morning and welcome to Ballou Senior High School. My name is Willie Jackson, and I'm a proud graduate and the principal of Ballou Senior High School. We're so excited for the great work that our redesign team has done this far. Our redesign team has engaged over 1,000 stakeholders. Let's take a moment to give the redesign team a round of applause. Since July, our team has been working hard to gather feedback and develop trends from our community. I'm proud to report that we have engaged many more than over 1,000 stakeholders. I'm proud also to report that we've heard our community say that it wants real-world learning experience that infuses technology and reflects the students' interests. They want high-quality based learning opportunities, and they want us to support the development of students' overall well-being and their social and emotional development. And to respond to that feedback, we have landed on 3 big bets. Number 1, we'll be using real-world case studies in the classroom where our students are presented with and respond to authentic challenges from real companies, making learning relevant and creating unique connections with the industry partners. Number 2, this is new. We'll be establishing a new information technology and career pathway for our students. Cisco and IT networking. That's a new addition. Somebody say new addition. That's a new addition. And number 3, we'll be establishing also and investing in healing center practices for students and adults to support their social and emotional development. So the next phase of our work here at Ballou includes paddling these types of learning experiences, establishing partnerships to support our big bets, and investing in preparing our staff to be successful in the model and planning a successful launch period. We're so excited about this opportunity and so excited about the redesign process. So we couldn't have done this without the support of DC Public Schools, the Mayor's Office, and our community. Once again, welcome, and we're excited about redesign. Let's go Knights!
Thank you, Principal Jackson. Also, thank you for hosting us this morning. Good morning, everyone. In the spring of 2019, we embarked on the redesign process to reimagine the experience we offer our students to better align learning to their interests and prepare them for success in college and career. We have launched stakeholder task force groups of students, staff, and community members who meet to give input and feedback throughout the process. We have been intentionally strengthening our relationships with our feeder schools to ensure the school we are reimagining also reflects the hopes and dreams of our future students. We've gathered feedback from more than 800 stakeholders and heard a few key trends. Our community wants access to work-based learning opportunities, like internships in high-demand career fields. They want hands-on learning experiences that position our students as change agents in their community. And they want to be prepared for college and career. We believe future leaders in our city and in our country enter the doors of Anacostia High School every day. We know that they can change the world, and we will prepare them to do just that through our redesign. In response to our community's feedback, we've landed on 3 big bets that will guide our redesign moving forward. Exploring themes of environmental and social justice with our students through project-based learning, which will make connections across courses and allow students to apply their learning to real-life topics in their communities. 2, establishing a new civil and environmental engineering and architecture pathway that prepares students for high-demand jobs, and expanding opportunities in our Public Leadership Academy. Building what we call a dream team of consistent, caring, and committed adults who will support students in progressing towards their individual goals. We are reimagining school to ensure that every student has a deep sense of belonging that is cultivated through meaningful experiences and aligned to academic goals and community needs. The next phase of our work for us includes piloting strategies to learn what works, investing in and preparing our staff to be successful in this model, and planning for a successful launch. We build on and launch key partnerships to support our big bets, like collaboration with the Department of Energy and Environment and UDC to enhance our themes around environmental and social justice. We also want to we are grateful to DCPS Office of School Improvement and Supports and the Office of Communication and Engagement for their support, leadership, and guidance throughout this redesign process. We also want to thank Councilmember White, ANC Commissioner Presswood, ANC Commissioner Gaston for their engagement and continued support throughout the process. Mayor Bowser, we especially want to thank you and your team for believing in what's possible at Anacostia. Due to your efforts, we can think outside the box and reimagine school for the students at Anna. We believe in the power of our community. Our students are today's interns and tomorrow's leaders, innovators, and change agents. Thank you.
The Chancellor's going to answer your questions.
Thank you, Mayor.
Questions?
So, one of the things I remember from last year was that there was a concern about Anacostia and Ballou losing enrollment and losing funding because of drops in enrollment. Is this an effort to make the schools more attractive, get kids from other areas to come to these schools?
So every effort, we want to ensure that students that choose Anacostia or Ballou have the best experience possible. Now, we know when students have a better learning experience, that attracts students to the school and ultimately allows us to retain the students that are currently on our campus. And so would this be a byproduct of greater retention and attracting students to the high school? We hope so. And we've already seen evidence of that as both schools have worked to meet their enrollment targets for this current school year and already been working hard to address their enrollment for the upcoming school year. Principal Haith alluded to this in his comments about the connection to the feeder schools. I have been really impressed the way that both high schools have engaged with their feeder middle schools, which we know will have an influence on enrollment. In fact, I had an opportunity to attend the Feeder Fest here at Ballou High School on a Friday evening where all the feeder middle schools were represented and opportunity for those middle school students to learn about their upcoming high school. And so I'm pleased with what's happening there. We believe that that will translate to not only increased enrollment, but more importantly, better student outcomes here at both of the high schools.
Since spending would increase by $3 million, what is it going to be spent for? What will that money do?
I mean, I think you heard directly from the principals that we've been really thoughtful around work-based learning, curriculum and experiences to give students the opportunity to touch, feel, and react to real problems and develop solutions accordingly. We've heard from students and parents that that's what they're interested in. Ultimately, we want to connect these experiences also to internships or apprenticeships so students can go out and experience this in the workplace and earn some income potentially as they do so through paid internships as well. We also have embedded in this supports around mental health or other non-academic needs as well. So for example, one of the schools have developed what we call a dream team where there's mentorship and support around students in the school to ensure that they're getting what they need and all their needs are being met. And so we try to think through all the aspects of what students might need to be successful, but ultimately preparing them for college and career after graduation.
I might just add, Sam, that tomorrow we launch with the Office of the State Superintendent EdFest. EdFest will be at the Armory. Is that right?
11 to 3.
11 to 3. So this is a good time. I know that the design teams feel this, that they want parents, and I know they're going to be represented at EdFest tomorrow. to know what's different at Anacostia and Ballou. What we know is that parents and families are going into these school choices very seriously. They have a lot of information that we are providing for them so that they are making the best choices for their student. And I think it's already been said that we want them to know that they have a great choice right in their own neighborhood. Yes, let me get the press questions and I'll come to community questions. Yes?
Yes. Why these two schools? Why Anacostia and Ballou? You have Woodson, Cardozo facing similar enrollment issues as these two schools are.
So as a part of the ESSA implementation and the identification of schools that were performing at the bottom 5%, DCPS was responsive with a plan specifically to address those schools, and Anacostia and Ballou were in that mix. But doesn't mean that we're not thinking about and have similar strategies that are being deployed for other high schools that represents what we've talked about today is more work-based experiences, the expansion of our NAF academies, and being thoughtful about college and career preparation.
Okay, yes, sir.
What does navigation through the curriculum look like with the redesign? So are students going to take the core classes first before they decide what academy to go into? What are the similarities or differences in regards to that?
So both the high schools will be grounded in a strong ninth grade experience through a ninth grade academy. That is where we see our greatest challenges with attendance, also our greatest challenge with grades, and so we want students to get off to a strong start in that transition year in ninth grade. They will then begin to explore their particular career pathways of interest beginning after and during that ninth grade year and transition in 10th grade. And then from 10 to 12 is where they'll go deep in their particular courses of study, whether it be civil engineering or architecture or in the culinary program where we're in today here at Ballou.
Follow-up question, if you don't mind. So in regards to that, and just given the whole discussion about college versus trade school, what does that particular conversation fall into that? You know?
Yeah, so our approach has been it's not an either or, it's yes and so students who are in our career academies can choose to take the credentials that they earn into their higher education experiences, or they can choose to go directly into the workforce. Our goal is to ensure that they earn as many credentials as possible to do so. So I think about one of our recent graduates that's in front of me today, Tatiana, who served on the Chancellor Advisory. Is a graduate of the Hospitality Academy here at Ballou, but decided to continue her studies at the University of Miami. We see students do that all the time, and if students also decide to go directly into the workforce, it's critical that they have those options, which is why we look at it from a yes and perspective. Good to see you, Tatiana.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Let us also acknowledge Councilmember Tommy Wells, who's the director of the Department of Energy and the Environment, a partner at Anacostia. Thank you, Tommy.